Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back to Cannon for this post-game instant reaction. Arsenal, when there's some games where you think something's going to happen, something's not going to happen, and boy, nothing happened. We blew, we blew, we blew, we blew. We couldn't blow the house down. Yeah, whose house? Liverpool's house. So we are out of the FA Cup, and very, very disappointing. I kind of made the trip back with my birthday, just the day before yesterday, rushing back to get back to watch the game, and very, very disappointing. So we're going to get into this instant post game reaction, but I'm very disappointed. And like I said, it's like sometimes you see how a game kind of there's certain patterns in a game, and we had so many shots, so many chances inside the first 5 minutes. I thought if you're going to ask me to choose a man of the match for the first 45 minutes plus injury time, I would have chosen Reiss Nelson. Reiss Nelson played out of his skin. Should have probably lobbed Alisson. Just a little bit tentative, trying to go around the goalkeeper. That required an out-and-out goal scorer. A proven striker. Reiss Nelson is not a proven goal scorer. And I think that was one of the biggest difference between Liverpool and Arsenal. Arsenal should have been out of sight and out of mind. We should have scored maybe 3 or 4 goals before the turn of the first half there. And it was like so many opportunities, and we just couldn't take it. And I thought, oh, here we go. It might end up being one of those games. And boy, was it one of those games. So I want you to come into the live chat. I hope you can actually hear me. I'm not in my usual spot. I'm just somewhere off not in the studio, but I'm not in my usual place, which is probably, you see my posture is not as it should be. But yeah, a disappointing game. Really, really disappointing. You're playing at home. Actually, you know what? I think what I'll do first, let me just check out the 11. What was the 11? Let me get this up first very, very quickly. Let's have a look. Can I share this? Let's have a look here. Disappointing. Really, really disappointing with the performance. And it's like, as day follows night, what do you need to do? You need to get a striker. You need to get a striker. So let me kind of put this up first and show you what was the deal. The first thing we'll probably talk about was the starting 11. No real surprise with Ramsdale in goal. I expected to see him in goal. I'll get to him in a moment. Ben White, Saliba, I'll speak about him in a moment. Gabriel Kievor, I'll speak about him in a moment. Declan Rice, Jorginho, Odegaard, Saka, Nelson, and Kai Havertz. Unfortunately, I'll have to speak about Kai Havertz as well. So that was the starting 11 there. Are there any surprises? Would have probably like to see a Trossard play in this game. I thought this game was ideal for Leandro Trossard. Kai Havertz had a bit of a stinker, but out of the blocks very, very quickly. You expected Arsenal of all the opportunities, all the space, because the counter attack, the closing down for me was like I've never seen before. Really, really good. But at the end of the day, you're closing down the opposition. You're getting opportunities, whether you spread it to the left or the right. The overlap was there with Ben White and Bukayo Saka. You've got to score. You have to score the goals. It's obvious, isn't it? All this, again, ticky-tacky stuff. And at the end, we were bearing down on the right-hand side. They were shell-shocked, Liverpool. Liverpool was shell-shocked, but we just couldn't stick the ball in the net. That's the most important thing. Don't talk to me about the XG, expected goals, because where was the expected goals? There were no goals. No goals. Reiss Nelson had so many opportunities, and I was happy to see him back in the starting 11 there. But when you get given those opportunities, you've got to score. So Reiss Nelson was culpable. I saw Erdegaard again. I'm thinking, rather than trying to pass the ball, he opened up his body, trying to pass the ball on just outside the penalty. Have a shot and goal. Don't be so goal shy. Have a shot and goal. And it was the same thing being played out of my eyes. The only missing thing was, again, we just couldn't score. We couldn't score. So this was the starting 11. The starting 11 should have been good enough. Should have been good enough to, to overcome a shell-shocked Liverpool side. And I was thinking, if Liverpool are going to hang in there without conceding a goal, even on the point of half time, they can only get better. And boy, wow, my goodness! Again, you're at home. You're literally putting the foot to the pedal. You got to make it count. And Arsenal, unfortunately, it was just one of those matches where, you rue the opportunities. Should have scored at least one goal to just kind of compound their misery, but we couldn't even score the first goal. Right. So that was the first thing I wanted to talk about. That the starting 11 should have been enough, and this is how it ended up: 2-0, 2-0 to Liverpool. And as much as their first goal was it was unfortunate that Kilvor, I thought maybe by chance it could have been maybe Liverpool defender, but it wasn't. On replay on the channel here, I was watching BBC. You could see it glanced off Kilvor's was the right hand side of his head, and Ramsdale literally had no chance at all. No chance at all for Ramsdale. Although I thought Ramsdale had a really good game, so maybe we might actually see Ramsdale back playing for the Arsenal. And I thought that raping pass that he did, passing to Reiss Nelson, I thought that's the Ramsdale. That rapier of a pass. If only Reiss Nelson was a little more confident in lobbing the goalkeeper rather than trying to go around the goalkeeper. But hindsight is a wonderful thing, isn't it? Imagine if he lobbed and missed, and we would be saying, you should have gone around the goalkeeper. But that pass from Ramsdale was like, yeah, we've seen this before. Sorry, let me just quickly switch this off. Being a little bit distracted by the TV there. So, yeah, so they went 1-0 up, and I thought, oh, my goodness. And it kind of left the back door open. I mean, it was wave after wave after wave of attacks. So I don't know what happened to Gabriel Jesus. What I heard, coming down, coming up the motorway from Eastbourne, but Jesus wasn't in the starting 11. Injured again. But you got to roll it back. You've had how many transfer windows, and you're still not thinking about buying an out-and-out goal scorer. I did say I would like to see Trossard, but there were a couple of chances even for our number 29, Kai Havertz. Just pull the trigger. Pull the trigger. You're looking for the perfect pass, looking for the perfect shot. Just have a shot and goal. Have a shot and goal. Anyway, so this was an unfortunate own goal by Kilvor. I felt sorry for him because, looking at, him thinking, oh my goodness, I scored an own goal in a game that we had to win to progress. And maybe it was probably odds, evens that we probably would have won the FA Cup, but we had to overcome Liverpool. And I've got to say one thing I didn't like, actually. Call me a spoiler. I just did not like to see Arsenal playing this kit. Our colours are red and white when we're playing at home. That's the colours that we should have been playing in. Whether the opposition wants to play in an unknown 4th or 5th kit, Arsenal should always be playing in the red and white. And I understand the sentiments about the knife crime, but Arsenal wearing that kit, not good. Not good at all. And actually, even the commentator said, but you would never have thought it was Arsenal against Liverpool. It was, what, really? The white kit? And that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. So we fast forward, and Liverpool when they made those changes, I thought Klopp was taking off, those players and putting on youngsters. I was thinking, right, is he inviting the pressure on? And then we made substitutions. We had a Martinelli. Martinelli literally was on fire. He was on fire, but unfortunately, they at that point, let me just kind of change the slide here. It was an absolute wonder goal, if I can find it, by Luis Diaz. What a goal! What a goal to send the Liverpool faithful into a frenzy. But we should not have been in this situation. Should have had an striker, and I hope Arsenal go to the market again, because the writing's on the wall. It's telling you the one factor that we're missing is an out-and-out goal scorer. We could debate whether it's Ivan Toney would have scored a goal, but at least have the set pieces in those positions there. So when comes the opportunity, you're going to expect your out-and-out goal scorer, striker, to score the goals. But to leave it to the likes of Bukayo Saka, lately a Martinelli, a Kai Havertz, again, probably looking like he's lost his confidence. A Martin Odegaard who won't shoot outside the box. Why not? Just shoot outside the box. And the likelihood it might be that, Alisson might spill the ball into the path of one of our oncoming midfielders. But if you don't shoot, it's never going to happen, is it? It's never going to happen. So saying that I'm disappointed is an understatement. Understatement. Goodness. Do I have anything else I need to say? Just so really, really disappointed, and the manager, I understand there's only so much we can do, but again, you put the set pieces in position to perform. We don't have any recognized striker. No recognized striker. I know literally, Eddie Nketiah came on the second half, but the boat had already sailed at that time. The boat was long gone. It was long gone at that time. So we are out of the FA Cup. Let me just I'm just thinking, is there anything else I wanted to talk about? It's just so disappointed, man. So I'll put up again the starting 11. There was anybody else I missed out? Gabriel had a relatively quiet game. Saliba, kind of got taken to task a couple of times. So much so he got shown the yellow card. Ben White, again, like to see the overlap. Again, he had a shot on goal as well. Shoot! For crying out loud, shoot! Not Bukayo Saka. Was it Bukayo Saka? I mean, Gomez shut him down a few times. So much so he had a bit part performance on a grand stage. And again, no goals. No goals. Nelson, I spoke about Reece Nelson. For me, if I had to choose a man of the match, he probably would have been my man of the match based on the first half. Havertz, not the best of games. There are going to be questions asked now, and quite rightly so. Let me go into the live chat and just see who has joined us on this one. Before I blow a fuse on this one. So we have here Rahul Kamaka, who says, "Won't be surprised if we miss top 4." Because Kevin De Bruyne was playing against again, didn't he? And he got an assist. I was thinking, right, Man City, second half of the season, you can see they're going to be ramping it up, getting into some form again. And all this without Erling Haaland and Kevin De Bruyne. Herb Gunners, no surprise to me. Really, no surprise? Carl says, "Hi, everyone. I am welcome." Yeah, you are, aren't you? I did actually say, what was my prediction? I thought Arsenal would have scored at least one goal. And my prediction was 2-1 to Liverpool. So I am surprised. Because, again, you look at how we started out from the blocks very, very quickly. Liverpool didn't know how to handle us. They didn't know what to do. And so when you are in the ascendancy, just put the nail in the coffin and score the goal. At least one goal in the first half. We should have had 3. You know, with Ødegaard hitting the crossbar, and actually Trent Arnold actually hit the crossbar as well. But you have that amount of possession, those amount of opportunities. Surely you'll have scored one goal. But no. Ashley D says, 3 seasons we have needed a striker, yet Arteta refuses to buy one. If we win nothing this year, I think he needs to go. We have peaked under his leadership. Questions are going to be asked, and quite rightly so. I think it's time for Arteta to go. He's got us as far as he could. And Carl says, my honest opinion, Arsenal really need to improve both fullbacks. Really? But we've got to score the goals. If we don't score, we're not going to win. The fullbacks, I don't think so. Anyway, and holding a midfielder next to Rice and a decent striker to have a bigger depth in the squad. Just what I've seen as a non-Arsenal fan. What else was there? Don't matter about Jesus. He would not have scored. Well, question, can't Saka be subbed? Well, he should be subbed. But you know what is, Carl? Again, this is my opinion, is that because he is our wonder boy or star boy, he cannot be subbed. He should be subbed. He should be subbed. First, for his safety, a career going forward for a 22-year-old. But secondly, there are surely other players that can play in that position. Not as good as him. And if we don't have players who are as good as him, go into the transfer window and buy competition for him. A right winger. Down to Mikel Arteta and Edu. But of course, no player should feel like they have a divine right to play in the team. Arteta press conference coming up in a minute. Oh, you know what, Carl? I've not watched his conference, any of his press conferences for a long time. I see some transcripts, but I don't pay much attention to what he has to say. I imagine there's going to be excuses. He might say the referee, VAR. Come on. At some point, you have to look at yourself, Mikel Arteta, and say, it's my fault. Even Steven Gerrard got subbed and dropped. Yeah, but this is Arsenal. A new regime, this is Mikel Arteta. Now, these are his players. He can no longer say, they're not my players. These are his players that he's gone out and brought. All right? You could probably say, Martinelli was there before him. Bukayo Saka, Emerson Rowe hasn't played any much. But predominantly, these are his players, Carl. But is the money there for him? Come on. We spent £105 million on Declan Rice, and overall, over £700 million on the players. £700 million and 4 seasons. So the process, another trophy gone out the window, man. So we've only got the Premier League and the Champions League. Come on, come into the live chat. I want to know your thoughts. Should I put man of the match? I know Konate. For me, the guy is a man mountain. He's shut everything down. And I don't know how many times he shut down Kai Havertz, sniffed out any kind of attacks there. Across the the back line, anything coming from Bukayo Saka, shut down. Down the middle, shut down. Right hand side, he's shut down. Everything, Konate shut down. So quite rightly, the man of the match. Oops. Five times what Liverpool have spent. So, you can give as much money as you want to a particular person or a particular entity or company, but it's how you use the money, isn't it? And I want to go back to a podcast I was listening to last week, and they were saying, but it seems like the players are ready to win major honors, but is the manager And I'm not saying, I'm Arteta out. I'm never going to say that. If you want to say that, then that's up to you. But I'm not going to say that. I've never asked for any manager to be sacked since I've been supporting Arsenal since the mid-70s. But when you spend that amount of money, there has to be some kind of sense of responsibility. What is the comeback? What is the expectation? £708 million across 4 seasons. Now we're left with the Champions League, which I also believe we're not going to win. The Premier League, we had an opportunity to beat Liverpool. We did. And Fulham, and we've fluffed our lines. Where are we? We are in 4th place. And who's behind us? Hot on our heels? Them lot down the road. 1 point. 1 point. And with a Man City now kind of gathering a little bit more of momentum, Aston Villa has probably spent 1/3 of what Arteta has spent. 1/3. Where are they? In 2nd place. And Liverpool on top of the Premier League tree. Of course, questions are going to be asked. Quite rightly so. Oops. That's why I feel Klopp is underrated with net spending he gets. And just to think as well, you've got a couple of players who are out as well, haven't it? I mean, Mo Salah has gone to AFCON. And I think, who's the other player? I mean, McAllister hadn't played for a long while. It was looking a little bit rusty with those body checks. McAllister, man, that's a yellow card, man. Come on. But disappointed. Really, really disappointed. And João Carlos says Arteta out. Okay. All right. I'm not saying that. No, I don't think so. Arsenal to sign on Jordan Henderson. No, I think we'll pass on that. We'll pass on that. What else do we have here? I just want to show this one very, very quickly. It's unfortunate that Kiev scored their own goal. You have 9 players out. Come on. There's 33 live viewers watching me over here, just talking about the game. Disappointing game. Again, when you see how Arsenal, again, got out of the traps very, very quickly. Kai Havertz had a couple of chances. Reece Nelson had, a snorter of a chance to lob the goalkeeper. I mean, ideally, there was a split second where he kind of paused and probably thought to himself, no, it's better if I try and go around the goalkeeper. A striker, I am sure, would have tried to lob Alisson. But no, he kind of fluffed his lines there. And Odegaard, again, hit the crossbar. And there were a couple of opportunities. I was thinking, it's asking for you to hit the ball, and you far rather just square the ball for somebody else. Just, hit the ball. Strike the ball, rather than just passing the ball, sideways. The same action we played over and over again. I'm thinking, right, if I went back to the start of the season, I'll probably have seen the same thing. Have a shot on goal. Goodness. Tessa said you didn't win the game because the ball didn't go in. All right, okay, thank you for that. Just so disappointing, man. Really disappointing. And call me an old fogey. I just didn't like to see Arsenal playing in the white kit. I understand the sentiments, knife crime, but got to play in our own colours. Our colours are red and white. Whatever the opposition wants to play in, because they're playing away from home, that's up to them. But when we're playing at home, you expect to see Arsenal playing in red and white. And that's just me. Right. So, once I finish with this live post-game reaction, I am going to go into the Cannon Fire TV WhatsApp group. Now, I imagine I'm going to see a lot of... Actually, let me do it now. Let me see who's coming to... Right, so there's been 29 messages here. Is that why we are linked to Joe? Okay, right. I'll read them later. I'll read them. I can't be bothered to read them now. Yeah, just very, very. I'm disappointed. Even though I predicted, a 2-1 win for Liverpool, I'm looking at Liverpool. I'm looking at Arsenal. I'm thinking, oh, okay, it's going to be, imminent. There's going to be a goal anytime now. Anytime now. Anytime now. No. And all the while the game was going on, I was thinking, right, no, if this is the worst that Liverpool are going to play, and if they can hang on to the second half, they're going to score and they're going to win. And what happened? There was an own goal by Kivor, as you can probably see here, headed in. But the second goal by Luis Diaz, a wonder goal. A wonder goal. So I guess, was it a deserved a win for Liverpool, or were we so bad? Probably a bit of both. A bit of both. Okay, let's go into live chat just for the last one before I wrap up this one, because it appears that nobody else wants to come into a live chat and have anything to say. Apparently, Arsenal fans were singing "Signer Striker" to what? I said 3-1. I didn't see Arsenal not scoring. Well, they didn't score, did they? They didn't score. And let me just double check and see what's happened in the platform formerly known as oh, just remember, actually, we're not streaming live. We're not streaming live. Okay. Right, just bear me a second. Bear me a second. I do need to make everyone aware that we are streaming live now on YouTube. Yeah, disappointing result, man. Really, really disappointing. And I know that Arteta will be doing his press conference. That's good luck to him, but I won't be listening to that. Right, okay, let me just do this very, very quickly. So come in the live chat, let me know your thoughts about the game. Disappointing game. Arsenal losing. Oops, what's happened there? Sorry. Losing 2-0 to an own goal by Kivor and a wonder strike from Luis Diaz. So let me just quickly check this out. Right, there it is. Okay. And is there any real call for us to talk about a man of the match? And like I said from the beginning, if I had to choose a man of the match for the first 45 minutes, it probably would be Reiss Nelson. I mean, he was an outlet for us on the left-hand side. Probably second would probably be Ramsdale. Ramsdale had an absolute stormer. I mean, that save he did low down to his right from Luis Diaz was a world-class save there. Expect to see him in the Premier League anytime soon? No. That's down to Mikel Arteta, not down to me. Right, okay. Any more comments there? Right, Geordie, good evening to you, fella. Says, sorry for your loss, guys. What I say is, if you guys gave Unai Emery this much of a chance, he would have won the league and more trophies than Mikel Arteta. So what I'm going to say, Geordie, is, I know this is going to upset a lot of people, and I have said this on many occasions, and it is true. We've afforded Mikel Arteta, and he's been backed a lot financially. He's brought the players in. But if we gave that level of support and financial backing and patience to an Unai Emery, I firmly believe that we would have won the Premier League. We would have won some major silverware. But you know what, Geordie? The problem is nobody listens to me at Arsenal. Nobody listens to me. So thank you for your sentiments there. Let me just quickly send this to someone in group there. Well, that's done. Just wrap this one up. Arsenal were the better team. The ref had a good game. I didn't want VAR to be the big talking point. Thank God it wasn't. Absolutely. And Arsenal, Mikel Arteta cannot use any instances there, the refereeing, the officiating, or VAR as a turning point in the game. There was no real turning point issues with VAR. No. Yeah, well said, mate. Yeah. I didn't like the way that Arsenal sacked Unai Emery. 18 months in, we had a 22-game unbeaten run. First European Cup final, only for the players not to turn up. And this is how we treated him. The press, the fans, Vinay Van Keshem, even Edu wasn't good. And we talk about how we are the Arsenal. We present ourselves in a good way. We didn't. And again, this is not a coin out for Mikel Arteta to be sacked, but Mikel Arteta must feel so very, very lucky to be managing the third biggest club in the country still. Where on earth do you go right to the top with no experience, of managing one of the biggest clubs in the country? Sorry about that. Right, let me look to wrap this up again for 30 minutes. I guess you guys need to focus on Champions League and League now. Yeah, well, I agree, Jordy. Thank you. Thank God they didn't give give a chance. You cheeky so-and-so. Cheeky. So there you have it. Let me remove this. So I wonder what little Chippy Brady will be thinking. It looks disgusting there, doesn't it? Yeah. Fluffed our lines again. At home. Opportunities. Not taken. Defeated. Yeah. Not good. So that is it. And two goals, an own goal, and a wonder goal by Luis Diaz. My wife would be happy because she's Colombian. I'm not Colombian, but she's Colombian. She's happy. All right, people. Unless there's any more comments in the live chat, we're gonna call it quits. I wonder if he could come back to Arsenal. Well, we've spoken about that, James Rowe and myself. Arsenal would never ask him back because they would probably think, what, for us to admit that we made a mistake, and Unai Emery would not come back to Arsenal after how we treated him, disrespected him. He would never come back because he's playing at the Villa where he's doing great stuff, second in the table, spent less than 1/3 of what we spent. He wouldn't come back. Thank you for that, Carl. That go into the coffers. Yeah, much appreciated. Disappointing. I'm gonna go and get all this. Well, no, we'll talk about the Christmas decorations are down, and it was my birthday yesterday. Spent the time in Eastbourne with the missus. Yeah, I did. Honest, I did. Again, thank you to you for spending your time over here listening to me gas on about a defeat. I've got to check out my messages, read the messages in the Cannon 14 WhatsApp group. But Jurgen Klopp, Liverpool, I think it was deserved. It was well deserved. Just turn the screws on Arsenal and turn the screws on Mikel Arteta. Until then, this has been Cannon Fodder, the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. Hey.